is men elevating men. 5.0 is setting a new trend. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. 5.0, 5.0, let's go. 4.0, let them hoes in the dough.
Alright, what's happening, fraud? Finna bring niggas back to LA one time.
La música de Harry Fraud.
This that hen dog sipping, wood grain gripping, stash in my old school. No, I ain't slipping. Slide down Rosecrans, yeah, we tipping. Original paint on my 5-point dripping. Designer, I don't do that. Palace on fitted. A legend up on Fairfax, yeah, we did it. Shout outs to Shlomo, yeah, we did it. If she say that I'm her best friend, then yeah, I hit it. Back to the program, bitch on hold hands. Boogie when I get down, bitch I don't slow dance. We can wine and dine, but bitch I don't romance. I got her feeling waves while we listen to these slow jams. Bitch, I'm a grown man. Bitch, I drop 10 bands. I know I said it once, but bitch, I'm from Rosecrans. Don't make me say it twice like, bitch, I'm from Rosecrans. This Thule on my waist, turn a nigga into no man in the land of the grace. I'm a legend like I'm Osei. Friday like it's day-day. Old school like I'm K-Day. But still in the mix like you heard my verse on Zay Zay. Yeah. So bitch, don't play. I said, who do you believe in? I hit the black cherry thing like I bleed it. 40 cal on my lap like I need it. I'm addicted to the fast life and street shit. This G shit, like who do you believe in? Drinking Henny, smoking Porsche while I'm speeding. Rolling gas, pouring drinks, so I'm leaning. Shit, the ad for a king, that's some peace shit. This street shit. Have you ever lost all of your friends that you believe in? Same ones believed in your vision, nigga, I'm speechless. At the funeral, hearing about other murders still grieving. They say this shit been worse than the 80s and I believe it. The homie held me down with a 40 count, said I need it. Driving up the boats, pouring foes, nigga, I'm leaning. That whole blue right before winning, nigga, that's decent. When you dealing with a bitch that you knock somewhere in Phoenix. Anything over 365, then she a keeper. I don't want no bitch that be calling herself a demon. Square joint took me to Whistler and we went skiing. Hot tub sipping on toddies like I achieved it. It's the dream, little homie. Hotels and snow bunnies, big rims on legs, bodies. We thuggin' like John Gotti. Too many dead homies, so I live my life on fully. Free that nigga Weeder and Bully. I said, who do you believe in? I hit the black cherry thing like I bleed it. 40 cal on my lap like I need it. I'm addicted to the fast life and street shit. This G shit, like who do you believe in? Drinking Henny, smoking Porsche while I'm speeding. Rolling gas, pouring drinks, so I'm leaning. Shit, the ad for a king, that's some peace shit. This street shit. Hey Larry, man, we've been doing this shit for a minute, P. Realism in the motherfucking building, bitch.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Okay, born in 86, so nigga I'm the shit. That's why I hit different when I'm in my rate of fit. I never liked wife or hoes, I never could commit. If I let you in my life, then you should know just what it is. I'm married to the hustle like I'm married to the game, like I'm married to the block. This forever with the gang. A1 preem laces all through my shoes. When the dogs go bark, but they all say whoa. This shit goes crazy.
Mental Health Mondays. Make sure you share the show. Perfect Timing Podcast with the blast on your ass. Mental Health Mondays. Make sure you share the show. You know how it goes. It's a nice little vibe.
Born in 91.
It's so fitting. It's so
Chris
beautiful.
96.
Don't you agree? Turn this shit up, man. Get in the right mood for today's show. Let's
Cartier
go.
the wrist. I might do crustaceans. My new bitch Croatian. I might take her skating. I might give her babies. This a Harry Fraud. I got hella cars. A Benz on the East Coast, beam in the garage. I am not signed. You wake up at 9, I wake up at 6, then back on the grind. Good job here, you're doing good.
The way to get onto my Perfect Timing Podcast back with the blast on your ass. How's everybody doing today, man? Make sure you check out that description, man. Let me see if I got some applause. Is my applause working? Round of applause, man. Round of applause. Round of applause. I clap it up out there because the button ain't working, man. I'm hitting the button, but the button ain't working, man. How about some gunshots? Can we get some gunshots? We got gunshots, but we got no applause. How's everybody doing, man? Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe, man. Tap in, man. Tap in, man. Today is Mental Health Mondays, inspired by Thanos Mondays, inspired by that good Professor T.D. Jakes, man. Yeah, though, man. This whole thing is inspired by T.D. Jakes, the good Professor T.D. Jakes, and a lot of the Black Manosphere content over the past 2 weeks. What's up, everybody? How you doing? My name is Perfect of the Perfect Timing Podcast. I'm simulcasting live on 3 channels, Perfect Timing Podcast. That's what you're watching me on right now, and I thank you very much for those who's tuning in right now. Make sure you hit the share. Shout out to my boy Ragnarok. My boy Ragnarok joined the panel last week. Not only did he join the panel, give excellent commentary, but did you guys hear what Ragnarok said? I shared the show. That's why your numbers went up, because I shared it in my circles. I don't have a channel, but I share the content that I like. I share in my circles. So he probably shared it on Facebook or Reddit, and I truly appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Let me say a prayer real quick. God, thank you for us being here. Today is going to be a magical, powerful show. You talked to me yesterday. I prepared this show last night, so we want to start the show off right with a prayer. We want to say thank you, Father God. We could be anywhere right now. Shout out to Grandma Mary, rest in peace. Shout out to the guest pastor. And it's no joke. We could be under a freeway. There's people living on the riverbank. You know what I'm saying? There's people in the hospitals, people incarcerated, people in court, people broke. You know what I'm saying? People at work. We could be anywhere right now, but the Lord saw fit for us to be right here in class to get this edutainment, to get this message. So that's a blessing. I want to say a covering on to everybody listening, everybody at work. You know, a lot of drivers be listening to me. So I pray a covering over you, safe passage on the highway and byway, success in all your deliveries and endeavors. I ask all the blessings in the Lord's name. So we pray that we bless, we cover. You know what I'm saying? We got to be covered because we're going in, man. We got to have on our armor gear because we're going in today. Thanos Monday. And Thanos Monday, Mental Health Monday is an interchangeable topic. We talked about Thanos Monday before, and I really gone in on a Thanos Monday topic. So this week we doing a Mental Health Monday on the Thanos Monday, right? We're doing a Mental Health Monday on the Thanos Monday. A lot of Black content creators were surprised by T.D. Jakes' Father's Day, most recent Father's Day sermon. If you haven't heard it, I suggest you go check it out. In the sermon, a lot of Black manosphere content creators talked about the fact that T.D. Jakes, the person who wrote Women Thou Art Loose, made those movies, you know, very gynocratic, gynocentric fame. He addressed Black women and he addressed Black men's, he addressed women, he addressed wives, mothers, and he addressed men's mental health for the first time. And a lot of people were surprised at the fact that he talked about how women in America and Western society have become over masculine, and they're emasculating men, and men are not able to express feelings because of overly masculine women. And today, what really spoke to me about T.D. Jakes' sermon and the response from the Black manosphere, it really talked about how there's an unaddressed issue amongst men, heterosexual men in Western America. I've been talking about it a lot, and I thank God for the voice He's given me, because I believe I'm making some traction on panels and on my particular show about the mental health
problem with black men. Like we say blue pill, we say simp, but hot sauce really helped me out. I'm long-winded, which is why I love my podcast and my format. Hot sauce Black Uru helped me out a lot, but he said, I was talking about how in these relationships, if she's playing the man, what role do you play? And Hot Sauce very eloquently put, most men are quasi-homosexuals in their relationship, meaning that you take on the feminine role in your relationship and you don't know how to express yourself in a healthy masculine way. And a lot of times men are depressed and you know the numbers. We're going to show some videos today. I got a lot of TikTok videos. So today's going to be a very entertaining show because I know a lot of people like the TikTok videos. It's going to be entertaining, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be difficult because these are some truths that a lot of people want to deal with in the Black manosphere for a long time, because I think we have so much mental health issues to unpack and resolve. We've been angry for a long time. People describe it as red pill rage, but really this is our mental health issues manifesting itself. We're growing. You know how my big bro said, you got to grow, you got to go through to grow to, you know what I'm saying? So we've been going through a lot to grow to the point that we are 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe. Check out what I pin. Check out my subscription. Check out my description. You know what I'm saying? Because today, I say a lot about, I say this a lot. Today, y'all see my thumbnail? Today is about a deposit. See, men, fathers, and husbands, a lot of men, fathers, and husbands walk around empty and alone. I'm going to play a video that talks about it. You've probably seen it before. I'm going to get into some popular TikTok videos. We're going to have some fun. But today is about educating. Today is about father power. You know, I got men of all race, creeds, and ages from 18, black and white. Ragnarok, a white dude from Canada, he's married to a Zulu woman. My wife is Sicilian. So today is about men and father power, and about men and fathers and men who want to be fathers and husbands, and men who find themselves depleted, men who find themselves empty. Because this is what TD Jakes talked about. TD Jakes talked about men pour in. And I spoke with my wife about this. I spoke with other women about this. When you are such a charismatic king, you know, your kids and your wife and your circle, if you're a high value man, people come to depend on you and look up to you and follow you, right? And it's not that they couldn't pour into you, but the dynamic of the relationship is such that you're always pouring into them if you're a high value leader and a king. So who is making a deposit into the father's bank account? Because if you don't get a healthy deposit, if you're not feeding yourself, if you're not enriching yourself, on my journey to Apatos, when we had last year, when you see my 200 videos, Monday through Friday was a journey to Apatos. And every day I talk to you about how to become perfect, how to become God, how to make this deposit into yourself. And I said, you have to have sound mind, heart, body, and soul. So you're going to see, you got 2 bulletproof lists here. And what I used to say, y'all remember, I would say you got to feed your body the proper food and diet, right? I said you got to feed your mind other things besides television and porn. I said classical music, jazz music, books other than gangster books. You know what I'm saying? You might want to read a book on algebra. You heard me talk about pharmacokinetics. It doesn't have to be nonfiction, fiction. You might get into some technical stuff. Read up on computers. Learn Web3. But enriching your mind, enriching your body, and the heart is enriching the soul. Prayer, meditation. For a man, being alone. This is how, when I was talking to you about the journey to Apatos, what we were talking about is how to make a deposit. How, as men, do we make a deposit? If you're running on empty as a man and you father power, right? And as a father, you're pouring into your children. You're pouring into your wife. You're pouring into your job, maybe even doing overtime, because that's another way of pouring into your wife and your children and your family. And you get tired, you get hurt, you may hurt yourself on a job, or your wife is human. Check this out. Your wife is human. Your children are human. You're a high value man. You're a leader amongst friends, but your friends are human. Check out, think about Roger. Roger says it a lot. He's live every day. I'm live every day. It takes a lot out of you. But people come to depend on the live stream. And those human people react like humans and they treat you like you're not human. Are you not live today? Are you not feeding me today, Roger? But who's feeding Roger? Who's calling Roger? Who's calling perfect timing? Hey, Roger, let me just pray for you. Hey, Roger, let me just say I love you. Who's depositing into Roger? Everybody every morning show up to make a withdrawal. As y'all listening, our kids show up every day to make a withdrawal. Our wives show up every day to make a withdrawal. Your friends, if you're a high value man, if you created this circle, and most high value alpha men are born into it. It's a very heavy burden. If you born the oldest son like me, you born the oldest grandson, you were 6 foot tall at 12 years old. You get forced into this life, right? You were 6 foot tall at 12 years old. You always been intelligent, charismatic, attractive. So the things that a lot of times in my life, I didn't even recognize. I mean, Kevin Samuels helped a lot of men understand their role. We see ourselves as guard dogs, but really you are high value men. You've always been a leader. You've always been the oldest. So you've always had people surround you, look up to you, follow you, depend on you, and you've been required to pour into them. At times, people like my grandmother and other people may have mentored you because they've noticed the fact that you were born and placed into this position, so they taught you how to pour. What's happening with a lot of mental health issues with men and fathers is you've learned, right? You sacrifice to pour into your wife and children, but no one ever taught you how to receive a deposit. And that was so powerful about TD Jakes. That was so powerful about that sermon. And that's why today, and look how God is good, man, because I went and did my research and I found this beautiful thumbnail. And I found an article that we're going to read. But this thumbnail was about, I talk about this a lot with my family and with my loved ones about making a deposit. Because like I used the analogy with Roger, I say this with my wife, you know, when you're this man, everybody's always making a withdrawal. And it's like, sometimes it's depressing because you feel like, is it my fault? But I didn't ask to be 6 feet tall. I didn't ask to be the oldest. I didn't ask to be intelligent, charismatic. But it's a very heavy burden. So I feel grateful and blessed to everyone who's taught me how to pour. Because this is my calling right now. Y'all gotta know I love this. Y'all gotta know this is my dream. I love being able to pour into people. I love that people come to me with a cup. It's the most beautiful gift in the world. That's why I take it so seriously. I pray for divine intervention because I know how important it is that people come to me with their cup, and it's my responsibility to pour into them. So I gotta pray because I don't want to pour. Y'all follow what I'm saying? We talking about the mental health right now. We talking about the burden right now. I gotta pray because I know my responsibility. And a lot of us are lacking a deposit, are lacking the understanding of a deposit. A lot of you are running on empty. A lot of you are running on fumes. Look at the withdrawals. Look at the withdrawals. Y'all see the thumbnail up there. Look at the withdrawals. What are the withdrawals? Stress, anxiety, mindset, transition, job change, health issues. We got colon cancer. We got suicide rates very high. We got depression. These are the withdrawals. How many of you suffer from these withdrawals? How many of the men and fathers, can I get a 5.0 in the chat? My chat looking real lonely out there. My chat looking real lonely out there. I got a few likes. But my chat looking real lonely out there. I know my 5.0. I know they slow to get out the notifications. But holler at your boy in the chat. Fives in the chat, man. Fives in the chat. How many of you can relate to these withdrawals? Even the women, the mothers. I got Deborah, all my 5.0 queens and sisters that watch me. This is applicable to you. You know, this is a man channel, father first. I've been granted certain wisdom, so I speak to fathers, and I created this to speak to my sons. But thank you to all of the queens and sisters that watch me. It's a lot of mothers who find themselves in this same boat of being empty at the end of the day in the bathroom, on the ground crying, or on social media. Why you think the women be on social media? The women are on social media to get a deposit. Everybody's been withdrawing from her. How many compliments? I think my wife said the other day, I haven't got flowers in a while. That's a deposit. How many compliments? You understand what I'm saying? So the women is online to make a deposit, looking for a deposit, looking for a like. I don't think you want the situation where your wife or significant other, it could be male or female, is online looking for likes and looking for comments in order to feel worthy or valued. You understand what I'm saying? That she's getting her deposit externally, online, virtually. That's what she goes for her deposit. When she feels empty, when she feels unloved, when she feels unliked, when she feels not beautiful or ugly, she's going online or to another man for a deposit. We make a deposit in her ass. So what TD Jakes was saying is, how do you make a deposit? How is the father replenished? That's why this thumbnail is still up. How is the father replenished? And in the thumbnail, it says the deposit is the journey to apothos. The first thing in the thumbnail is self-care. Y'all know we start off with Thanos Monday. We go to Watch a Taco Tuesday, because Watch a Taco Tuesday is still applies selfishness. All we do is win Wednesday. It still applies selfishness because I want you to win. And then Selfish Thursday is all about the drive that it takes to win. It's a marathon. You know the scriptures. I quote them all the time. Did you know it was a race? So we're number one. That's why it's so powerful today. This is a very powerful episode. That's why number one, self-care is so important. That's why applied selfishness. That's why on the journey to, it's only 5 days that God put this message together for us to accomplish this goal. So it's so important. Everything is a precipice is leading up. This applied selfishness is key. And that's why that's why I couldn't understand why MGTOW was poo-pooed by so many black men and associated with the Lucky Charm community. MGTOW talked about self-care, saying no, understanding, being alone, meditation, prayer, solace, hard. That new dude, the new man dude, he said somebody asked him about doing something. He said, why do you want it to be easy? Why do you want it to be easy? Why? That's the problem with being raised by your mama. Why do you want something that's amazing, right? You want to accomplish this great goal. Nothing in life that's great that you will get is going to be easy. So why the fuck are you asking me for a cheat code? And why do you want it to be easy? If it's easy, you're not going to appreciate it. If it's free, you're not going to appreciate it. Mental Health Mondays, perfect time to podcast with the Blast Simulcasted live on 3 channels right there. Make sure y'all share the stream, man. Today is about the mental health bank account of fathers and men. The mental health and how to make a deposit if you're going around depleted. And it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us. And even though you empty, even though there's nothing left for you, you still got to pour into your kids. You still got to pour into your wife. You're still pouring into this job because that's another way you pour into your wife and your family. And no one is pouring into you. No one is a deposit into you. You deposit into your wife. You make love to you. You tell her you love her. You buy her a nice thing. You deposit into your kids. You take them to the park. You take them out. You teach them. You talk to them. You love them. You minister to them. Who is making a deposit into the Father? How does the Father replenish himself? That's what today is about. That's what Perfect Timing Podcast is about. Look at the thumbnail. I know you want to see my beautiful face, but I came to edutain today, man, because it's a lot of men dealing with depression and loneliness, and they lost. And I'm so thankful that I found somebody, that I found God, that I found teachers in a brotherhood, cool table, habitual line steppers 5.0, 5.0. And I found a journey to Apothos. And I started running this race. And all I want to do is tell my brothers, hey, look, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him if he could change. And no question could have been any clearer. The number one bullet point is self-care. In this discussion today, we're going to watch some videos, we're going to be entertained, but please don't lose that. The number one bullet point for fathers, for sons, I got viewers from 18 to 60. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you guys for watching and liking and subscribing. I got viewers from 18 to 60. The number one bullet point is self-care. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Perfect time, and I feel depleted. I feel depressed. I feel empty. I still gotta go to work. I still gotta love this woman and these kids. Self-care. Self-care. Start with you. I tell you about my next door neighbor, Jimmy, who saw me pouring into my wife, pouring into my kids, saw me building a garden, saw me taking care of the car. You know, Mr. Jimmy came over to me one day. He said, perfect. I said, yes, Mr. Jimmy, because an elder, he got elder privilege. Black man, he didn't ask to give me advice. I didn't ask him for advice. He imparted this advice on me. He said, perfect. Pay yourself first. I kind of felt bad. I was taken aback because I'm like, you know how somebody older tell you something and you kind of feel stupid. You feel like you should have known already. Shout out to I'm listening 5.0, 5.0. Mr. Jimmy said, pay yourself first. Now, I consider myself a high value man. I'm a leader. I'm a king. Father power. How did I not know this? How did this elder know to tell me this? I kind of felt bad at first because I'm like, I love myself. I'm a Leo. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, perfect. I love myself. But Mr. Jimmy saw me pouring into everything around me. You know what Mr. Jimmy did not see me do? He didn't see me pour into me. I was a good black man. I was a good father power, a good husband. Mr. Jimmy saw me being a good father, a good husband, a good neighbor. He said, pay yourself first. It says, in order to have mental health, self-care. Mr. Jimmy walked away. He left me with that. Thank you, brother. Mr. Jimmy walked away, left me with that. My birthday is August 15th. He just said, pay yourself first. And I would love to tell you that it felt good. I would love to tell you that I smiled. I didn't smile. I felt like shit. I'm like, damn, I missed that. I'm 40 years old. I missed that. But thank God, God is so good, man, that this elder was my neighbor. And that this elder that God put upon him to share this knowledge and have that knowledge. I'm supposed to be smart. I can do things. Not dumb, I'm smart. I was passed over. You're my little brother. I'm smart. I can do things. He said, perfect. Pay yourself first. Man, it's like etched in my brain. Certain scriptures, certain parables, certain wisdom, certain game. These bars I'll be sharing with you, this shit is written in the side of my brain, bro. Because I hold myself in such high regard, and I didn't have that understanding. And that's what if it's one thing I leave y'all with today about this mental health, about being a man, about being depleted, about being depressed, about not knowing how to go to the next level, about being stagnant, not knowing and not wanting to take another step forward for fear of the responsibility and challenge. Pay yourself first. Man, we blue pill to be a good father, to be a good husband. Everyone else gets poured into. Imagine my understanding. Imagine Black Manosphere teaching red pill awareness when an elder who I respect and look up to, his kids went to college, he's married, never been divorced, house paid off. And he's saying to me that I have a pitcher of water given to me by the Lord. I've been furnished a pitcher of water, right? To handle everything. And he's been watching me. He's been watching my flowers bloom. My son is talking and walking. I got a daughter. My wife is beautiful after having the kids. He's watching me pour into all of these things. And he says, and what he's teaching me is, he didn't say stop pouring. He said that picture that God gave you, what you need to do, son. So, because I want you to continue to grow this garden, this family, I need you to take that pitcher of water. I know it's going to be hard because there's water. You ever heard the term water of life? Water is life. So you got to pour that life water, that so be life water. Water is life. My favorite movie, Doom. Father, the sleeper has awakened. Take that pitcher of water and pour into you first. Take that pitcher of life and pour into you first. Take a drink first. You take a drink first. Imagine if Adam had this understanding, because Eve bit the apple first. Imagine if Adam had this understanding, because Eve bit the apple first. Mr. Jimmy said, pay yourself first. I mean, as the father, with this water of life that this is your charge, man. This is your charge, man. It was a rude awakening to understand, because the way I was taught is, well, I'll drink whatever's left. Because I got to make sure my wife, my mom, my kids, my brother, everyone has life. This is where Watch It Taco Tuesday comes from. Watch It Taco Tuesday was me pouring into everyone's cup. And when the pitcher was empty, I was okay. I'm okay. When the pitcher was empty, I'm okay. And here's an elder telling me, an elder watching me pour into everyone's cup, and the elder telling me, pay yourself first. He didn't say only pour into my cup. The elder said, pay yourself first. It was hard to hear, brothers, because I didn't have that knowledge. Most times he would see me depleted because he understood I was pouring into my wife, I was pouring in my children, I was pouring into my home, and he would see me angry and frustrated. Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are you okay? Are you just saying you okay? Are you frustrated with not knowing how to feel yourself, knowing that you still have a responsibility to pour? child support beating your ass, and you like, I don't have nothing else left to pour. Today is not no play game. That TD Jakes sermon was very powerful, and it woke me up to my calling. And I love you guys. I love my 5.0 Cool Table family. So God imparted me this wisdom, and I want to share it with y'all. So let's get into some videos. I've been talking for a little while, so I'm gonna entertain y'all with some videos. But anybody want to chop it up, or you want to share your testimony, or we could pray. I could pray for you, whatever. You could join the panel. But I'm gonna go ahead and rock these videos, and we just gonna have a little brotherhood moment. We just gonna have a moment of brothers that love each other, heterosexual men and brothers, man. We just gonna bond. We just gonna have this round table brotherhood. It don't matter if you speak. I want you to comment. You know what I'm saying? Because I want the more people to hear about it. But we just gonna have this. We gonna just have this union right now. We gonna have this brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling y'all to the table. We just gonna have this brotherhood right now. We just gonna have this brotherhood because I need it, you need it. TD Jakes spoke to something, we all responded because we need a deposit. This cool table shit ain't no joke. This brotherhood shit ain't no joke. So we're gonna have this moment, we're gonna have this meeting, we're gonna have this round table discussion as brothers. Because we're gonna make sure that we are adequately supplied to do the job that we called to do. Because men have a job to do, regardless of the gynocracy, regardless of systematic problems, socioeconomic, geopolitical, men still have to pour. So the brothers, we're gonna have a brotherhood today. I love y'all.
You once said when a man says he's tired, pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Expound on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the suicide rate amongst men, we're 3 to 4 times as likely to die by suicide than our women.
Mm.
9 out of 10 people who live to be over 100 are women. Over 70% of homicides are by men in the United States. So long we tell each other, we give each other pounds. Stay strong, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Subconsciously, that's telling us when we're weak, we're not a man. You can't stay strong.
Mm.
I can just put the bar, a 45-pound Olympic, tell you to hold an Olympic bar out on the bench press. Say, I want you to hold that till tomorrow. You won't. We have to be careful of the misleading mantras that we say. What doesn't kill you can only make you stronger. That's not true. Or everything in moderation. No, less than an ounce of cyanide will kill you.
Mm.
So we have to be careful how we program ourselves. So when a man is tired, a strong man is tired. When I say believe him, what I mean is welcome him to rest. Allow him to decompress. You're tired, brother. What do you need from me? I don't need to ask you to do something else. You got to understand, when you're like us community servants, no one will ever stop you from helping them. You have to stop yourself. And that's what I mean by that. So many of us, we work past fatigue, again, for that affirmation. It's hard to say no. And that's one of the greatest things I've learned to master is saying no. I can always come back to say yes, but when I say yes first, now I'm committed to something, and then I'm typically
So much to unpack there. We were just talking about MGTOW principles. Sounds very MGTOW to me. Say no. Learn how to say no. Learn how to be selfish. Very powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful.
operating in frustration. And so now when a strong man tells you he's tired, believe it and then do something about it to help him rest and recover. If not, just like an athlete, Kevin Durant, for instance, when he went back too soon after the injury,
That's right.
we go right back out after someone gets killed in our family. We expect life to be normal. My mother passed in 2016. I expect just to forget it and keep moving, and it still crushes my heart to this day. No, it takes time. And as brothers, we and sisters, we need to be patient and loving and understanding. And grieving is a lifelong process. Healing is a lifelong process. And as we always say, there's no point of arrival. It's a constant state of evolving, becoming better, becoming better.
I got some more. I got some more. Stay tuned. I got some more for y'all. That's just the first video. Very powerful video, right? Very powerful video, right? I did my research, man. I didn't come to play. I came to educate y'all, man. It's edutainment today, man. It's edutainment today. Y'all seen this one before. I know y'all seen this before.
Ever ask a man how he's doing and he says, I'm all right. I'm here to tell you, that man is not all right. That man is battling demons that you cannot even possibly imagine. That man is struggling every single day to find a reason to keep going. And the reason we say we're all right is because as a man, nobody really fucking cares what you're going through. So why even bother to say it? But you know what? I feel you, brother. Because I'm all right too. You ever ask a man?
Got some more. Got some more. You know, that's the vibe we on today. Got some more. That's the vibe we on today. All right. Let's go to the next video. Some powerful videos, man. If you got anything you want to express in the chat, man, go ahead and express it, man. It's time to get it off your chest, man. It's time to get it off your chest, man. Shout out to 5.0 Perfect Timing Podcast with the Blast. I'm casting live on 3 channels right now. I love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. Let's keep going.
It means that no matter what you do, it's never good enough. We're supposed to pay for dinner. We're supposed to open doors for them. We're supposed to help them carry heavy stuff. We're supposed to call them ma'am. And nowadays, that's insulting. It means your mental health does not fucking matter. Male suicides make up 3 times the amount of female suicides. I was in the hospital for 11 days on suicide watch. They put me in counseling for maybe 2 months, and then they just sent me on my way. And guys don't open up about their problems because nobody fucking cares. You're just told to get up and walk it off. So why even bother opening up about it, right? It means every time you meet a woman, she automatically thinks that you could possibly be a predator and they have to carry pepper spray and tasers to defend themselves against you. No matter how good we are, a woman could easily just divorce us, take half our money and our kids. If you're unhappy in a relationship, that's your own damn problem. But if a woman's unhappy in a relationship, that's also your fucking problem. Basically, you better be able to provide or you're a loser.
What does it mean to be a man?
It means that no matter what you do, it's never good enough.
It's a cold game, man. It's a cold game. What y'all think, man? What y'all think, man? It's a vibe today, man. What y'all think? How's everybody doing out there, man? Is everybody okay? Hey, check this out. It's okay if you're not okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to have emotions and have feelings. It's okay if you're not okay. And we do this every Monday. We do this every Monday. Facebook is tripping with me. Facebook don't want me to promote. You know, one of the things I said last week about the deposit, right? Creating this content is not as easy as y'all think. A lot of people are like, I'm gonna do a channel, I'm gonna do a channel. They do a channel and they stop. It's the hardest thing doing the content and being black in America with dealing with racism, because I share it. Reddit is, the internet is very racist. So a lot of young people come here who want to be racist for fun. White men come here and they hear me say black and get upset, and you know, I'm attacked a lot online. I do my best to generate an audience, and I think I'm listening and can see in red, but it'd be like I'll be feeling like I got two core audience members, right? And I'm just gonna build from there, man. But I'll tell you guys, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Like when Ragnarok said he shared my show, that meant so much, man. Cause I'm fighting the racism online, and I'm fighting women who don't want men to have the knowledge, and the competition of jealous, ignorant, small-minded men. And I need the support. I be needing the support. Like I be like this show is a lot for me about as far as deposit, because if I don't have anyone watching, it's like there's no reason to do the show. And I try to my best to keep from getting frustrated. And I see other content creators. I was watching somebody I really love and respect, and he stopped the show because nobody was hitting the like button. And he sounded a lot like me. And I'm like, okay, this thing is not easy to do. It's the same equation where the audience doesn't understand that as the entertainer, as the content creator, you're always pouring into your audience. The audience has no idea how much effort, how much work goes into the thumbnail, the research of the video, the money spent on the equipment, on the StreamYard subscription. And it's a steady, constant flow of pouring into the audience. And a lot of times, you know, the Cash App will be great, but will I really be, as a Leo, would really be like, and I know everybody be working, but I really be wanting the support. So that I don't have to fight the racists and the ignorant people who just for fun, you know, mess with the channel. And the ignorant people who know I'm an empath. Like, I'm not supposed to have feelings, right? So because I have feelings, I express my feelings on my podcast. That's what this is all about, to be open book, right? That's how you gain people to love you and to watch you. Is I'm open about myself. But we have a lot of people who are not in the proper place mentally. And when a man expresses himself, they just use it as a tactic. So I notice that people play with me. I notice a lot. Like right now, people have left. I notice a lot that people play with me, and it don't feel good. It don't feel good. The lack of support and the lack of commitment from the audience, and so a lot of times, I myself, I'm applying the skill set that I'm putting forth today. The bullet points that's in the thumbnail, right? We could take our time right now. You know, nobody really watching. It's just family right here. But the bullet points that are in the thumbnail, I'm applying this. This is a daily exercise. Self-care. My state of abundance. You notice I put the arrow right there. Mindset of abundance. Imagine my name. My name is perfect. Somebody gave me that name who we all respect. It wasn't easy for me to take on the name. I was going by Big D, like my Cash App. The Cash App is on the bottom. Hit the Cash App. And I was like, man, I don't want to go by perfect, man. Because I knew people were going to judge me. But I was received really well. And it feels so good when intelligent people call you perfect. It just feels so good. So the mind state of abundance, that's a huge thing of how you see yourself, how others see you. Somebody I truly respect said, nah, man, go by perfect. And it took me to have a mind state of abundance to accept the moniker. I didn't name myself perfect. I didn't come in with my name being perfect. That's what happened. I had to develop a mind state, a mindset of abundance. My name is perfect. You must think a lot of yourself. It's part of my mental health. It's part of our mental health to think a lot of ourselves. And people say that like it's not a good thing. You must think a lot of yourself. It's part of my mental health. I have a mindset of abundance. My name is perfect. It was given to me by the way I carry myself. I have a mindset of abundance. Therapy, fresh air. I talked to you guys about being outside. I got my garden, walking around barefoot in the grass, taking off your shoes, sun gazing. Sleep. Sleep is so important. Getting enough adequate sleep. Movement. That's the exercise. Getting in the gym. Pumping the blood, sweating. And meditation. Meditation is prayer. Meditation for me, prayer, spirituality for me. That's in the same as wow, I got kicked out the studio. That hasn't happened to me in a long time. Ragnarok said self-investment is necessary. We barely take care of ourselves though, due to responsibilities which need sacrifice. Man, perfectly said, brother. Perfectly said, brother. Yeah, I got kicked out the studio. I haven't got kicked out the studio in a long time. This is a very powerful message here today, brothers. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going and finish the show because I know a lot of people need this knowledge. I need this knowledge, and even though it's difficult, you know, we all go through obstacles. You know, they just kicked me out of my own studio, and I think that happened because, and it's hard for me. You know, people will say, "Oh, perfect, don't say that type of stuff," because then people are gonna mess with you. I gotta be me, bro. I gotta be me, bro. I'm not gonna hold it in. I seen Black Ram do it one day, just explode the way I be exploding on people on my podcast. Black Ram said I'm an empath. I seen Black Ram be expressive and emotional. I seen Black Male Advice be expressive and emotional. And I just think, I don't know if they watch my show and that's why they've been so expressive and emotional. But what I'm gonna say to the person who likes trolling me, there's a person, and I've done my best to block as many people, and I don't have no friends. Like I fuck with Roger again, but I did my best to block all the haters, right? And that's why I know that's why I have people watching me but not commenting, right? Because I got people who hate watch. And I know when I express myself emotionally, the people who hate watch fuck with me. There's no reason I got kicked out on my live stream, but I don't have the knowledge. Like the other day I was praying, right? And I was like, what's up with my channel? And God revealed to me, there's someone calling YouTube. And it brought me to tears. I was like, God, what's going on with my channel? Because I'll be depressed about my channel. And God said, there's someone calling YouTube. And I just couldn't believe it. God revealed it to me. He said, there's someone calling YouTube about your channel. That's why you're not growing. There's someone that's actively, aggressively trying to destroy your growth. And I'm like, I'm so small. It just hurts so much. I'm like, I can't believe it. But I prayed about it, and God said, there's someone actively trying to destroy you. And what God revealed to me is, and this is the part that's a blessing, but it's so hard, that God said, I got you. Because y'all notice the channel's still here. It's growing slowly, but the channel's still here. So I remember being in church, and I remember being on the wall, and I talked to you about this before. And on the wall it said long suffering. And this definitely relates to today's topic about father power and men's mental health and men suffering. And I remember asking the bishop, I was like, what is long suffering? And why is it important in our spirituality? And it's not an easy understanding. Because I'm like, why do we need to suffer? And why is it long suffering? And it goes back to what that Alex guy was talking about, that new guy, the new manosphere guy. And it goes back to, why do you want it to be easy? Getting a six-pack is not easy. And it shouldn't be easy, because only a few people have a six-pack. So it's hard to attain. Why do you want it to be easy? So I was looking at my channel, and I thought about my dream, about my YouTube channel, and God, all these things he put in my line for me to hear. And I heard his voice saying, it's not going to be easy. So, for me, I'm tall, I'm attractive, I get women, I get money, and God just said, it's not going to be easy. How many, I know God be using me. How many men, I pray that, I know this is helping some men and helping some boys out there. Because a lot of times in life as a man, the first step is recognizing that it's not going to be easy. The journey's not going to be easy. That's why that's why God etched that scripture on my heart where I say, did you know it was a race? A lot of us don't want to run. We lazy mentally, physically, spiritually. That's why that scripture said, did you know it was a race? Because he knows his children are not running. They lazy, they depressed, they confused. If they understood, like they always say, understood the assignment, you would be running the race, because I'm giving out prizes. You would be running this race of life because there's things for you to win. There's prizes. I've given you life. I've given you a human body. You should be running. I know some people listening like, I want to run the race. I want to get up. I want to compete. But I'm empty, perfect. I don't have a drive. I don't have a desire. I don't have a drive, perfect. I'm empty. I don't have a drive. I don't have a desire to run. I know that there's prizes. 3 out of 4 men, the suicide rate of men is 75%. You think men don't understand there's prizes? You think men don't want pussy? You think men don't want money? What's going on? Men have dicks. We get to go get money, go get pussy. Why are men committing more suicide? Why aren't men running the race, grabbing pussies, getting in the money, getting the prizes? Why aren't men running the race? Pussy is amazing. Think about Cat Williams' joke. Why do men are not having sex? They're not getting married. They're not having baby. They're not running the race. God said, son, do you know it's a race? And in a race, the runners run. Run the race as you're going to win because prizes will be awarded. A lot of men are not running because they feel like no one cares. Why run the race, Perfect? I'm cool like this. My wife don't care. My kids don't care. My mom don't care. No matter how long I run, no matter how many prizes, no one cares, Perfect. So I'm not going to run. You're running for you, son. Big Daddy Beer Gaming in the building. The men are saying, I don't want to run. The men don't have a desire to run the race. That's why I talk so much about drive. You can't get your blessing. You can't get rewarded. That's why I talk so much about drive and desire. Because if you don't get up and if you don't run the race, son, then you cannot receive your prize. But it starts with you. It starts with self-care. It starts with the drive and the desire to run the race, to win the prize. That is life.
Someone said to me at Topfest, do you get any stick for talking about men's mental health? Oh, I said no, and I asked why. He said he gets loads of shit from people saying women's mental health matters too. And I said to him, well, they're not wrong. Everyone matters. Mental health is a huge problem at the moment, worldwide. However, as a man, I know that us men are less inclined to speak up, and I wanted to show other men it's okay. And if someone wanted to cause an argument with me, I would remind them that 85% of homeless are men, 76% of suicides are men, 70% of murder victims are men, 92% of deaths in the workplace are men, 7% of men get custody after a divorce, and 97% of war deaths are men. It's not.
Can y'all see that? This is what today is all about. Can y'all see those statistics? We talk about them a lot, but you guys can write them down. So next time you're on the panel or next time you're in a debate, 85% of homeless are men. I talked about that on the panel the other day, under the freeway in California. And it's not like this in every state, but in Northern California and in Los Angeles, under every freeway are men. 85% of homeless are men. 76% of suicides are men. 70% of murder victims are men. 92% of deaths in the workplace are men. 7% of men get custody after divorce. That hurt, bro. 97% of war deaths are men. That's why we doing the show today. That's why we doing the show today. Because I love you. I just want to say I love my brotherhood. I love the cool table, the habitual line steppers, all the people watching me now. I love you. You are loved. Make sure you are making a deposit. Make sure you're performing self-care. Make sure you have a mindset of abundance. Make sure you have therapy in your life. Make sure you get some fresh air every day, walking around barefoot. Make sure you're getting adequate sleep. I know that's a lot to ask. I know that's a lot to ask. You know, people, my son work at Amazon. I know it's a lot to ask. He be so tired, 12 hours. I know it's a lot to ask. Don't think I don't know what I'm asking. I'm a man. I know it's a lot. Movement, meditation. That meditation is that prayer. Let's get back to the video.
Are men. It's not that only men's mental health matters. It's just a case of trying to teach men to be as open as a lot of women that I've crossed paths with are. And if I can try and help one person, we could change some of these statistics. And if all else fails, I'll just scream, Hunter! And just remember, nobody's mental health is more important. We are all struggling together, and we are all here to help each other get by another day. And that's why when someone...
We got more. I think I got another one. I think I want to go to one. I think I want to go to a different one that I brought up the other day. I got a bunch of them. I did a lot of research on these. My prayers that everyone has gets a benefit from this. Yeah, I did a lot of research on these. Yeah, man.
So he's battling stuff.
A lot of people seeing this one. This is a powerful one. It's another powerful one. 5.0, 5.0. Get them fires in the chat. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. Get them fires in the chat, man. My name is Perfect Timing. We simulcasting live on 3 channels right now. Perfect Timing Podcast. Where my Facebook family at? The last few episodes, I just want to say thank you to the Facebook family. I'm live on Facebook Live right now. In the last few episodes, not only have I have viewers from Facebook, but I got some thumbs up and comments from Facebook. And I just want to say thank you. And I got some people spamming me on Facebook, but I have people who watch me and love me and support me on Facebook. So I don't want to leave you out. I remember the last couple of times I got some thumbs up and it feels so good. So I just want to say to the person and the people watching me on Facebook, because you might watch this on the replay. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the thumbs up.
Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something.
It's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning, and often literally. And the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works. And so a little gratitude for that is in order. And it's very useful to tell everyone, not just men, that they have an important role to play, a necessary role, and that if they act properly and honestly and forthrightly, that they can put their lives together and they can help their families and they can make their communities better, and that's not toxic masculinity. That appalling phrase It's what keeps the world going round.
Powerful today. Powerful, powerful, powerful messages today, y'all. Are you proud to be a man? I'm proud to be a man. Are you proud to be a father? I'm proud to be a father. Are you proud to be a husband? I'm proud to be a husband, a son. Rest in peace to my mother. Did y'all hear that video? The first video, he said he lost his mother in 2016. And he said he still misses her. I miss my mom every day, every moment. I lost my mom just last year in November. It was 3 days before her birthday. My mother young, I'm 40. My mother had me when she was 20. We 20 years. She's only like 60. She didn't even make it to Social Security age. She died from the sickness. They put a tube down her throat, but my mother had substance abuse addiction. When she woke up, she took the tube out of her throat and she didn't survive. She couldn't recover that because of the cocaine and the damage it had done to her heart. I miss my mama every day, every moment of every day. So it helped me when he said his mother passed away in 2016 because my mama ain't even been gone a year yet. So that really helped me when he said that. I want to play that again. I don't think I got it up. No, I don't got it up anymore. I got another one though. Mental Health Mondays.
You ever come to a man and ask him how you feeling? He tells you, I'm all right. Let me tell you something. That man is not all right. That man is battling demons. He's battling forces. He's battling obstacles and walls that you can never comprehend. You could never understand. Society really be not giving a fuck how us men feel. We become, if we show emotions, become a simp or pussy. It's just what the world looks at us men as. We're supposed to be the dividers, and you know, half the time we're not even human beings anymore, and the protectors, and we're not even human beings. This shit sucks. I just want to say this. My brothers, I know how you feel. I'm all right too. I'm all right too.
Everybody all right? Huh? Everybody all right? Huh? Mental Health Mondays, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast. Everybody all right? Huh? Everybody all right? We're going to get up out of here, man. I'm going to show this video one more time, man. I got to show this video one more time, man. This going to be my coffin nail, man. This is going to be my coffin nail, man. Everybody all right? Huh? Everybody all right? Are you okay? Man, I love y'all, man. I'm just telling y'all right now. I just want to tell everybody, man, my sons, man, I love you. Man, my mom, my grandma, I love you. I miss you. I just want to say, everybody watching 5.0, I love you. Man, I support y'all. Self-care, mental health, therapy, expression, understanding when you're depleted, paying yourself first, understanding the bullet points on the thumbnail today, self-care, understanding applied selfishness. We're going to be back tomorrow with Watching Taco Tuesday. We're going to be back on Wednesday to teach you to run the race to win the prize. And we will be back on Thursday to learn how to apply selfishness properly and self-care, because we have to replenish ourselves. There are still people who are depending on you. I understand today we took a time out. Just for an hour, we took a time. We had a brotherhood meeting today. A lot of us is working as we listen. Some of us is on the truck right now, laughing like, Perfect, you know I'm listening to you, but I couldn't comment because I'm working. I'm actually not able to take a full assessment, but I like to support you. Some people got me on right now while they working. And they're going to have to take this little break later. They got to come home and make sure their wife good, make sure their kids good, make sure the dog good. If they got a few minutes, they might turn on my podcast. Take a few minutes for themselves. What I would say to those brothers who listening to me right now but working and can't put their full attention, who gonna listen to me later on, I want to say I love you. Take your time. Don't trip. You can watch it later. And I would tell you what Mr. Jimmy told me. Pay yourself first. T.D. Jakes used the picture of water in an analogy. And he showed in the picture that if the pitcher is empty, he couldn't pour into the glass. What's happening while you're frustrated and angry, you can't pour into your wife, you can't pour into your kids, because the pitcher is empty. You can't pour into yourself. In order to replenish yourself, this is the superpower of being a father. That's why I say father power, like it's a superpower. Because we came first. She was created from us. We must replenish ourselves. So the water that we've given, remember, water is an analogy for life. You can go 30 days without food, but you can't go that long without water. Water is life. In every movie, comic book, water of life. We all been given the allocation. My cup runneth over. We've all been given the allocation, like the glass pitcher T.D. Jakes had, full of water. Your requirement as a man, this is why you're a superhero, why you got muscles, why you got the mind for logistics, because your requirement is to make sure that everyone has life, has water. Me and Ragnarok talked about it with the rites of passage and the discussion that's had when you go through your rites of passage as a boy. You're being taught about this picture of water, this picture of life, and how as a man, you're charged. Because up until 12 years old, you've always had someone pour into you. You never had to worry about where the water came from. You just know you always had abundance. Your rites of passage as a young boy is where you're taught that where the water comes from, and your job and your requirement as a man is to pour. As a child, you just knew you had protection, love, food, warmth. You didn't know who hunted for the food, for the fur, for the leather, to feed and clothe and keep you and your mother and daughter and your sister warm. But you had blankets, you had fur, you had shoes, you had meat on the table. Someone was pouring every day. What Mr. Jimmy told me is, pay yourself first. And it makes sense about the African parables in the patriarchy of when the men who hunt come back and they have like hunting parties. And in the gynocracy, they say, well, the men are greedy. Because y'all remember in the books, the men would eat first, the best parts of the meat. But as a child, you never knew that the men ate first. You just knew that your mama made you the best food ever. But part of the patriarchy was those men ate first, the best parts of the meat. Remember, Chris Rock said, not the big piece of chicken. Not the big piece of chicken. You ate the big piece of chicken. That's pay yourself first. Think about a Black family that had that understanding. You can't eat the big piece of chicken because your daddy worked. Your daddy pours.
You once said when a man says he's tired, pay attention. Expound on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the suicide rate amongst men, we're 3 to 4 times as likely to die by suicide than our women. 9 out of 10 people who live to be over 100 are women. Over 70% of homicides are by men in the United States. So long we tell each other, we give each other pounds. Stay strong, brother. Subconsciously, that's telling us when we're weak, we're not a man. You can't stay strong. I can just put the bar, a 45-pound Olympic, tell you to hold an Olympic bar out on the bench press. Say, I want you to hold that till tomorrow. You won't. We have to be careful of the misleading mantras that we say. What doesn't kill you can only make you stronger. That's not true. Or everything in moderation. No, less than an ounce of cyanide will kill you. So we have to be careful how we program ourselves. So when a man is tired, a strong man is tired. When I say believe him, what I mean is welcome him to rest. Allow him to decompress. You're tired, brother. What do you need from me? I don't need to ask you to do something else. You got to understand, when you're like us community servants, no one will ever stop you from helping them. You have to stop yourself. And that's what I mean by that. So many of us, we work past fatigue, again, for that affirmation. It's hard to say no. And that's one of the greatest things I've learned to master is saying no. I can always come back to say yes. But when I say yes first, now I'm committed to something. And then to master is saying no. I can always come back to say yes. But when I say yes first, now I'm committed to something. And then I'm typically operating in frustration. To master is saying no. I can always come back to say yes. But when I say yes first, now I'm committed to something. And then I'm typically operating in frustration. And so now when a strong man tells you he's tired, believe it and then do something about it to help him rest and recover. If not, just like an athlete, Kevin Durant, for instance, when he went back too soon after the injury,
That's right.
we go right back out after someone gets killed in our family. We expect life to be normal. My mother passed in 2016. I expect just to forget it and keep moving, and it still crushes my heart to this day. No, it takes time. And as brothers, we and sisters, we need to be patient and loving and understanding. And grieving is a lifelong process. Healing is a lifelong process. And as we always say, there's no point of arrival. It's a constant state of evolving, becoming better, becoming better.
You once said,
Perfect Timing Podcast with the Blast, man. What a episode, man. What an episode. What an episode. One more again. One more again. One more again. One more again.
Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something.
That's gonna be a ball game. That's gonna be a ball game. That's gonna be a ball game, man. That's gonna be a ball game, man. That's gonna be a ball game, man. That was a great show, man. So I put the link in the chat very briefly for anybody. Like I said earlier, I extend the offer to anybody that want to share a testimony or anybody that want to chop it up, because it's Mental Health Monday. And the big thing about Mental Health Monday is us talking and expressing about how we feel and shit like that. So, you know, if anybody need to chop it up, hit the link, or anybody want to share a testimony, hit the link. Anybody got a TikTok that they want to share that's appropriate to today's topic, you know, I really appreciate it. You know, send it through. I think I got an email. I got a Perfect Timing Podcast email. I will put my email in the description if anybody want to email me some clips or anything. People really like the TikToks. So I like showing and reacting to the TikTok videos. So people like the TikTok videos, send those through. Let's do the roll call. We had Big Daddy Beard Gaming come through. We had Ragnarok come through. Shout out to my partner right there. We had Ragnarok come through with that intelligent commentary. We had I'm Listening come through with the birthday. Shout out my birthday, 8/15. Nipsey Hussle, my birthday twin. Shout out to my brother, I'm Listening. So 5.0 family in the building, you know what I'm saying? So I thank everybody for watching and supporting, you know what I'm saying, Mental Health Monday. It was inspired by TD Jakes' Father's Day sermon and the Black Manosphere reaction to TD Jakes' Father's Day sermon. And for the first time, you know, it's funny because a lot of Black women have been upset with TD Jakes about what he said. But if you guys notice today, we haven't talked about women at all. We haven't talked about women at all. You know, TD Jakes got a lot of flack about that sermon, and it really speaks to the mental health of a lot of women, and it hurts because women didn't see that the sermon wasn't about them. Today, we coming up on an hour and a half. We didn't talk about women at all. We talked about us. This was a meeting about the brotherhood, and we didn't need to have a pity party, and we didn't need to have red pill rage. We didn't talk about women. We didn't use the B word. We didn't say anything derogatory about sisters. We focused on our charge as men and fathers and how to accomplish that charge better. And I believe TD Jakes was only trying to preach a sermon to men on Father's Day about how to be the best men, how to be the best father. And I don't know how you get upset about that. By him saying that the obstacles that a lot of men have are masculine women. And because we have a lot of masculine women in the gynocratic society, men are not being poured into because there's a lack of understanding on the side of the women. It's not that women can't pour into men. Please don't get me wrong today. It's not that women can't pour into men. That's why I played that last video when it says a man is tired. Listen to him. Allow him his peace, his rest. You're supposed to be his peace. There's a lot of backlash about that sermon, as if the sermon was directed toward women. The sermon was directed toward men to help heal men. And women are a part of men's life, and he had to address what men are going through with the current status of women and give men a solution. Today, I wanted to address the current status of men and give men a solution, devoid of what the women. We're not talking about how the women have contributed to the mental health of men. That's not what we did today. We did not talk about how women contribute to the mental health of men. What we talked about today is how men solve the problem of men's mental health. Oh, that's powerful. That is powerful. What we did today is we talk about how men solve the problem of men's mental health. And we use an analogy about money because we like money in the bank. And the analogy is making a deposit into your mental health bank. That's why isn't that a great analogy for men? This is not specific. This graphic is not specific to men, but isn't it a great graphic for men? For men who might be, who might not dig the mental health talking point. We dig money though. We understand finances. We understand the deposit. We understand we want to have a rich savings account. We want to have money in the bank, right? We understand that. We understand when people take all of our money, because as men, we always paying the bills, right? So we understand that withdrawal and deposit language, those terms, right? So when Perfect Timing is saying the mental health bank account, I'm speaking directly to men. I'm speaking directly to the videos. I'm speaking directly to mental health money. I'm speaking directly to Thanos Monday. Mental health bank account. Today we talked about men solving men's mental health. How do men solve men's mental health? By understanding the deposit required to have a healthy mental mind state. And no one maybe never broke down the minutia, the bullet points of understanding the solution to men's mental health. That men are that men can solve men's mental health. And how do we do so? By making a deposit. By you making a deposit into you. The first bullet point is self-care. The second bullet point is mindset of abundance. Therapy, fresh air, sleep, movement. I had an article I was going to share with you, chumps. I didn't get a lot of feedback today. Thank you to I'm listening and Big Daddy Beard Gaming and everybody who came through. I didn't get a lot of feedback today. And I feed off of that. But I know you guys are going to watch in the replay, and I need to do my teaching. So what you'll find in the description, for those of you who read the description, is 4 ways to invest in your mental health bank. I've read to you several bullet points, and now I'm going to go over quickly before I get out of here the 4 ways to invest in your mental health bank. Now, I know I'm closing the show, and I know people are leaving, and that's cool. People be busy. These 2-3 hour podcasts, YouTube don't even like the long format. So if you're watching the replay, I pray you get this part in. You can watch again later and get this right here. 4 ways to invest in your mental health bank. Are you feeling exhausted, burnout? When you feel that way, are you mentally done and have little to look forward to in life? Man, it's just like God is so good the way these words have just as encapsulating the entire podcast of what we've talked about. Let's go forward. Odds are your mental health bank is dangerously low. That's what we've been discussing, family. Your mental health bank functions in a similar way to your bank account. Deposits go in and withdrawals come out. Without proper balance, you end up in the red. Man, like literally frustrated and angry. The good news is there are some simple ways to refill your mental health bank to help you get back, even if you feel and get you back, even and feel like yourself again. Powerful message today, y'all. Powerful message today. Number 1, log your mental debt and assets. On Monday, I've talked to you before about it's my birthday too. I met a brother, my business partner last year around this time. He gave me the book, Where's My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese? And from the book, Who Moved My Cheese, it reminded me of my big brother's teaching about performing a complacency check. How good is God, bro? Because Monday is when we talk about the complacency check. That's where the Thanos Monday analogy comes from. The Thanos Monday analogy comes from asking men to perform a complacency check. This is on our journey to Apothos. This is on our journey to Apothos. A complacency check. Log your mental debt and assets. Just like your bank account, inventory debts and credits to get clear picture of how you have truly been living. Assets consist of behaviors and actions that help better your life and mental state, where debts are behaviors and actions that may negatively affect your mental health. Y'all remember I presented you guys the life wheel. A life wheel is a psychology or therapy tool to help you perform the complacency check. Remember, we looked at the life wheel, or where you break down your life in the pie chart of all the different areas: spirituality, education, health, wealth, family, friends, love. And then you assess all of these areas in your life and where some things are lacking and some things are you're overcompensating. This is when we say log your mental debts and assets, and they're talking about negative behaviors and positive behaviors. It's about this pie chart. It's about this self-assessment, this complacency check, because it's very hard to go through all the areas of your life, to log everything, your debts and your assets, because we're very quick to say, well, you know, perfect, I got this new job, you know, I got my new car, I'm paying my rent. So, but these are your assets, and to perform an accurate complacency check, you must log your debts and your assets, because what you do is you're hiding problems from yourself. It's like when you don't go to the dentist or you don't go to the doctor, in the cavity, and it gets worse until you got the pain. You have to go to the dentist. This is what happens a lot with men, where we just stop in a heart attack because we haven't done proper self-care. That's the number one bullet point. And a proper self-care is a log of your debts and assets, a complacency check. Proper self-care. Remember what Son Claus said about Watch Your Taco Tuesday? Son Claus said, Watch Your Taco Tuesday, perfect, is performing self-care and self-love. Let's keep going to number 2. Keep up with your deposits. It's always better to have more in your mental health bank. That way, if you have some reserve when the debts seem to come rapidly, the ideal rule of thumb is to make deposits daily, prayer daily, meditation daily, your diet, especially as you get older. I mean, it's a luxury of a young man. When you're young, you can eat whatever you want. A young woman, you know, I like perfect timing, like the thick ones, right? When you're young, you got that sexy fat, where that fat don't move, big old ass, big old titties, and it stay right there. As you get older, that shit starts to sag. It's a luxury of youth. You got to eat differently. You got to exercise daily, in order to keep up this thing, right? You got to make a deposit every day. People read and run every day. I remember Will Smith got this award from Nickelodeon, and he told the kids, he said, I'm at where I'm at because I read and I run every day. I read and I run every day, feeding my body, feeding my mind. He understood the journey to Apothos. Perfection is repetition. He understood that these mundane things I do every day is leading to my perfection that you see as Will Smith. I just do it every day, these simple things. And that's the man that you see that you want to be. Can you read and run every day? Do you know it's a race? Are you running in a race as to win the prize? Number 3, focus on mindful management. To keep your mental health bank full, make sure you have your mental alerts turned on to notify you of any possible warning signs. I call it sucker repelling. I was talking to Radiology XM the other day, and I told him about how I troubled the water on my podcast to get all the suckers up out who really wasn't on my side, who would be behind me secretly, hating on the slusher. So I said I troubled the water. To keep your mental health bank full, make sure you have mental health alerts turned on to notify you of any possible warning signs. That goes back to the complacency check. Not only assessing all areas of your life, this is now saying as you go through the pie wheel of your life, spirituality, education, love, life, family, friends, wealth, health, spirit. If you see yourself lacking in one area, overcompensating in other, this is saying you should probably put alerts on these areas perfect. Because it seems to me you overcompensate in this area. Yeah, I do. Well, put an alert, write it down. And in this area you kind of lacking. Yeah, I am. Well, let's write it down. Let's put an alert. Let's implement a strategy that when we recognize we're having this behavior, we can change it now because we've actually written it down and we've acknowledged that we're doing it via this assessment, via this complacency check. We've acknowledged the fact that we're lacking in this area. It's my life, y'all. It's your life. Think about this shit that I'm giving you. It's my life. It's your life. This is a conversation with yourself. Watch a Taco Tuesday tomorrow. Self-care, self-love is a conversation with yourself. The complacency check, I don't know if you understand as I say this to you, you're doing this. This is the conversation with you. That goes back to the first bullet point, self-care. This is a conversation with you. You are putting alerts on your life. That's too much. I don't need to eat that late at night. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to maybe give myself an alarm. I'm going to fast, give myself a window when I eat. I don't need to eat that late at night. I need to read a book, blah, blah. I need to, you know what I'm saying? I need to pray. Let me put in the time, because perfect time, and I like when you pray. Let me actually put a time for myself, because if I don't say I'm going to pray at this time, I'm probably not going to pray. If I don't say I'm going to exercise at this time, I'm probably not going to exercise. So let me put a little alert on this area of my life that I want to improve in. I want to exercise more. I want to pray more. I want to read more. Number 4, diversify your mental bank. Diversity is essential for any kind of investment. Shout out to Alonzo Hall, the financial all-star. Alonzo Hall, man, he had a fire live stream today. He had a fire live stream every time he go live, man, talking about these financial products, financial institutions. Come on, man, financial instruments. Come on, man. They was talking about real estate today. I really enjoy listening to Alonzo Hall because I relate to him, as far as his testimony with being shot right in front of his mom, and him making it to the point where he's helped so many black men and create millionaires and generational wealth. So that brother deserves his props. Think about the mental health aspect. I know Alonzo Hall gonna like this. This analogy is powerful for men. He was talking about today the bullshit black manosphere that he had to deal with. Like, not calling the black manosphere bullshit, but just saying some of the bullshit he had to deal with black men dealing with mental health issues that I've talked about today. Diversity is essential for any kind of investment. When it comes to investing in your mental health bank, it holds true as well. Make sure you include both short-term and long-term asset deposits in your mental health bank. I know he's going to love this. Examples of long-term mental health assets may consist of things linked to your value system, morals, or standards of living. Woo, this is powerful, man. The more diversity you put in, the better the balance is later. Man, I gotta read that again, man. Excuse me. Diversity is essential for any kind of investment. When it comes to investing in your mental health bank, it holds true as well. Make sure you include both short-term and long-term assessment, short-term and long-term asset deposits in your mental health bank. Mama Shirley would say a pole rat got one hole. Mama Shirley would say a pole rat got one hole. They said make sure you have long-term and short-term investments. This would men be mad at women about, because we know women are known to monkey branch. Women always have short-term and long-term investments. So men, I know this ain't, shout out to Black Ram 313, Passport Bros, and Catch and Release. I support Catch and Release. I'm with the Catch and Release, man. I'm with the Passport Bros, man. I'm with the movement, man. I really am. Cause women have this understanding, and men, that's why TD Jakes said what he said. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying today. Now look at this, man. As far as your mental health, they call you a cheater, they call you a player. Has anybody ever told you that it's beneficial to your mental health to have long-term and short-term asset deposits? Come on, brothers. Hey, who the hardest in the Black Manosphere, brothers? Hey, because I didn't gang somebody who got in trouble, got caught up with a phone number in their cell phone. This is what you tell her right here. You tell her you are diversifying your mental and this is for my mental health. You feel what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? This is for my mental health. I need to have female friends. You feel what I'm saying? Whether they're platonic or non-physical, platonic, I need to know how to talk to women, be attractive and be viable, vivacious in all these different areas. You know what I'm saying? Perfect Timing said, I need to have long-term and short-term asset deposits in my mental health bank. Hey, look, this is what the book said, man. Examples of long-term mental assets may consist of things like your value system. See, this is what we talk about when we talk about 5.0 is men elevating men. Morals or standard of living. Standard of living is the cool table politics. Hit the like, share, subscribe. And I mean like Ragnarok did, share in your circles. Thank you, Ragnarok, brother. I love you. That's the standard. That's the cool table. When I say cool table politics, like, subscribe, and share and donate. That's the cool table politics. He shared. He from Canada. That opens me up to a whole new audience. He's an intelligent person who likes discussion. Some people might say, I don't really like that guy too much. Then that gives Ragnarok a position to debate and discuss. Like, you probably haven't listened to him. I didn't share him because of no reason. Like, that means so much. That's so powerful. A standard of living, value system, cool table. The value system of the cool table is holding men, elevating men to a higher standard of elevating each other and loving each other and supporting one another. That's the cool table standard. And then the thing about the cool, why we added cool to the round table aspect is because Nameless said it has to become trendy. This new value system, our morals and standards have to become what's trendy. Because when this small group of men and our morals and standards become trendy, then what happens is the larger outside group of men begin to mimic us and our standards and morals. And that changes the behavior of the people externally. And that's the cool table politics. It goes back to diversifying. That's why it's so important to have these cool table politics, to have these standards. What did they call them the other day? Rogers rules. It's important to have a value system, morals, and a standard of living. It's important to have short-term and long-term asset deposits. You got to diversify. I don't know how many men are listening to me and understand, like, because you get the player talk, but it's not being a player. It's never been put to you as if it's healthy for your mental health. Women do it. It's healthy for women to have male friends so they continue to feel attractive, so they can feel attractive for you. Men understand it. Men, we buy our wives pretty dresses. We know when she goes out, she gonna get a compliment. We know she needs that for her mental health bank. We buy our wives pretty dresses. We get our wives' nails done. Why do you buy your wife a pretty dress to go to work? Why do you get your wife hair done and her nail? You know she gonna get a compliment. We do that because we know women need to first diversify their portfolio in order to be healthy mentally. We want that wife of ours, we want that mother to feel good about herself. We want her to be in a good mood. Part of being in a good mood for a woman is if other women and other men find her attractive. So we buy our wives pretty clothes. We get our wives' hair done, nails done. That's a way of pouring into your wife. Because you understand that as a woman, she needs to diversify. It's not enough for her for you just to think she's beautiful. Most men get that. Even for your daughter, you put her in a pretty dress. Even though to you, she's the most beautiful thing. But you understand as a little girl, she needs to have her friends think that she's cute and pretty. How many men feel that way? How many men do that for yourself? How many men diversify? How many men make sure you get your hair cut, have your nice shoes on? How many? This is what Mr. Jimmy, this is what today is all about. How many men pay themselves first? How many men take that pitcher of water and make sure you pour into you first? How many men make sure that you look attractive, that you smell good, that when you go to work, that you operate mentally the same way as you want your wife? How many wives do this for their husbands? How many wives are depositing in your husband? Making sure your husband got his hair cut, making sure your husband smell good, making sure your husband look good, his car look good. And you know when your husband goes out that he will be attractive to other women and he will get props for other men, making sure that your husband has a healthy mental outlook of himself. How else would your husband know to feel good about himself if he's not attractive to others? This is how a wife or a woman could pour into her husband. If you don't have a woman and you don't have this understanding, what you should understand from number 4 going forward, if you've been blue pill in your upbringing, that you understand diversity from a different perspective now. I should not downplay being handsome or attractive. I don't need to have my hair nappy, or I should be able to pull a female whenever. I should have female platonic friends. I should have short-term investments and long-term investments. You ever heard of a work husband? Men don't be at work having wives and shit. Women be having work husbands. Women be having different type of dynamic relationships with other men to feed them in their mental health. I'm not putting women down. I'm just saying I get it because it's difficult to be a woman. In order to go through life, everyone is judging you all the time. So women are making sure that they are feeding themselves. Today is about men making sure that you are performing proper self-care and self-love, that you are feeding yourself. Are you diversifying? Do you have short-term and long-term investments? Do you have a work wife? Do you have a woman at work that you go to lunch with? That's a platonic woman who you could talk to about your wife, and she could tell you, you know what, you should get your hair cut, or did you take her buy her flowers? And you don't feel guilty. Man, there's some powerful shit today, y'all. Shout out to Miss KP Bailey in the building. 5.0, 5.0. Thank you for coming through. There's some powerful shit today, y'all. Mental Health Mondays, man. Mental Health Mondays. Diversify your mental bank. Man, I pray you guys really enjoyed today. Today we have some powerful videos. You know what I'm saying? I just went through the 4 ways to invest in your mental health bank. You can find these 4 ways in the description. I'll leave a link to the article in the description. You know, we're gonna be back again next Monday to do more of the same. Mental Health Thanos Monday. Tomorrow we'll be here with Watch It Taco Tuesday. I mean, God is so good. Oh, shit. Ah, woo. Yeah, we already touched on self-care and self-love a lot today. We already touched on a lot of Watch It Taco Tuesday. So I really anticipate your return. You know, I feel like we did a great 1-2 punch, setting you guys up for tomorrow. For those of you who enjoy the podcast, who enjoy Thanos Monday, Mental Health Monday, Manosphere Monday, where we discuss men's mental health and running a complacency check, right? And tomorrow, Tuesday, is self-care, self-love, with more tools of how to perform healthy self-care and, have a healthy mental health. That's what this is all about. The God is within you. Like I like singing that Michael Jackson. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I think that's a mental health song. That's a therapeutic song. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to make a change. And no question could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. This is the cool table politics. If you want to make the community a better place, start with the man in the mirror. Start with understanding the principles we talked about today, because you might be frustrated, you might be angry. It'd be a lot of red pill rage. It'd be a lot of upset, angry people. And so the knowledge and the intelligence and the progression is lost. We stay in a niche. As long as we stay angry. And I get it though. It was a go through to grow too. So I was angry for a long time too. I got divorced. Y'all, I'm going to court right now. They're trying to put me in jail. Like I get dogged out. This podcast be helping me and be saving my life. I pray, I love, I pour into people, and it seems like for men who be trying to commit suicide, Kevin Gates trying to commit suicide. He bought his wife a farm and she still treated on him. What it comes down to is like you pour into people, and it's like, even if they're not gonna pour into you, you pray that they don't bring you, anguish. Like, at least be my peace if you're not gonna pour into me. So you find yourself in a depression. Kevin Gates wanted to take his life. A lot of men commit suicide. I don't know if I told y'all. Maybe I put it out of my mind, but I tell a story sometime. But I actually had a friend who committed suicide recently, and it really was a touching moment. It was at my daughter's She's 16. It was at her 14-year-old birthday party. She had a party at the Embassy Suites. You know, they do the parties at the hotel. And her mom, you know, I don't get to see my daughter as much as I would like. And my daughter rigged it up because it would be not at her house or my house. And she knew it would be an opportunity for me to come, and there could be no one who could stop me. And I got to see my daughter. And you can imagine how this is a very difficult moment for me because I haven't seen my daughter in a while. I get to see my daughter at a birthday party. So, of course, the way it went down, it was like I got to see her. It was like I've been there every day because as soon as I got there, her mama dipped out. And I had the whole party. I didn't know none of these kids. And I was happy to be with my daughter. So I'm watching all these little girls and they want to go swimming. So I take them to the pool and we come back and a bunch of people show up to the pool. Her mom come back and another family show up. And I guess she went to go get this family of 5 kids and the mom. And then we go upstairs to eat and the father comes. And he from the rich and I'm from San Francisco. We from the Bay Area. And he's very animated like me. And like we relating. And he come into the hotel room and I could tell something troubling. This Mental Health Monday, I could tell something troubling him. And I had just gone through. So I tell you my divorce, right? And I tell you father power, and I haven't seen my boys. And what happened with me is my ex left. She moved to Atlanta. I woke up and she was gone. And it was extremely traumatic with my 3 sons. I haven't seen them in 5 years. This is like fresh when I meet this brother, right? So I'm going through this, right? I'm single. I haven't met this person that I'm with now. And the brother come in and he say, she was cheating on him. And you can see his wife face just drop. And my baby mama in the room and she's shaking her head and she say, I'm sorry. I didn't know he was gonna come. Because she knows that I'm going through an emotional traumatic time that my 3 kids and my wife just left. And so he's going through the same thing, but the wife and the kids are in the room. And he begins to tell me the whole story in front of everyone. And I'm telling you, this is something I would have done. And he said, man, I caught her on Facebook. And she said she wouldn't do it again. And then I caught her again on Facebook. And she was hooking up with this guy. And he was telling me I work for the city of Richmond and I can't believe that she would do this to me. And what happened to me is I caught my ex on a dating site, Plenty of Fish, POF. Shout out to POF. So I was relating to him and she's in the room and she's completely unapologetic. And she's saying to him, like, if you would have did this or you would have did that, I wouldn't have done it. And it's hurting. It's hurting me to watch. He's breaking apart in front of me and her and the ex. And this is not a movie. He's breaking apart. And I'm like, let's go to the bar and have a drink. So we go to the bar and we have a drink. And we chop it up. And I tell him about what happened to me. He tell me what happened to him. And he like, we got 5 kids, bro. Like when she got caught the first time, like, and my ex got caught. And then not only did she get caught a second time, but she just left. And we had a drink and we smoked. And he left and I left. And I didn't want to stay at the party anymore. And he didn't want to stay at the party anymore because he felt like he embarrassed himself. And I was too emotional. So I kissed my daughter and I left. The next day, my daughter's birthday is in December, right before Christmas. I didn't tell y'all that. My daughter's birthday is in December, right before Christmas. So the next day, I get a message from my daughter's mom. And she's like, you know the guy you met last night? And I'm sorry about what happened with him, talking about his wife cheating on him. She said he went home from work today, and there's a turn that he makes on the way home, and it's a right turn. And he makes this right turn every day. And today, he did not make the turn. He let the truck go. He comes home in the work truck, and he didn't turn, and he killed himself. His son was 19. His son is alive now, but looked just like him. I met him at the party. The Richmond police bought his kid's birthday present. The Richmond police bought his kid's Christmas present. I'm gonna do a story on the police too, on the defund the police, because people talk bad about the police. Y'all don't really know what's going on in these inner cities, so we're gonna talk about that. But the Richmond police, it wasn't no GoFundMe. The Richmond police, it's 5 kids. The Richmond police bought Christmas presents for his family. That shit don't get in the news. Because he wasn't like a drug dealer or a criminal, just a father, a black father of 5. Everyday dude, worked for the city in a work truck. Richmond police bought his kids Christmas presents that don't get talked about. Wasn't in the front page. He couldn't stomach what happened. She was not remorseful. He should have just left. What was bothering him is the same thing that bothered me, is that she could not be remorseful. She wouldn't apologize. She wouldn't be his peace. In that birthday party, she was like 350 pounds, almost 400 pounds. She was triple black. She looked like Auntie J, and she was extremely mean. She was a bulldagger. And she refused to apologize, and she blamed it on him. And all he needed to stay, because it was 5 kids. She was not an attractive person, y'all. She was very unattractive. He could have been with a different woman, but he was a good black man. He was blue pill. He was like a lot of us. He was the good man. I said the other day, I don't want to be a good black man no more. He killed himself being a good black man. She was 400 pounds. She was overweight. She had that t-shirt wrapped on her damn head. Her titties was at least 100 pounds apiece, hanging down to her knee. That type of body type. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. And she was cheating on him. He killed himself. Richmond police bought his kids Christmas. Not every year, just that year. They don't never get their father back. We can't have that. We gotta have a healthy bank account, a healthy deposit, a healthy balance, and that comes from checking your balance. Running a complacency check. It's so hard. Roger be like, I know it'd be simple for him because he's never been married or have 5 kids. But I imagine my brother, if he was married with 5 kids, it'd probably be hard for him. I know he talked about his parents got divorced. But I know it would be hard for him because he's a spiritual, loving person. It would be hard to lose that and let that go. I mean, he could do it. His father did it. I did it. Men do it. But when you don't have a choice and it ain't your fault, and you've loved this woman despite her being obese. You poured into this woman despite her being ugly in more ways than one. And she cheats on you more than once. And she refuses to be remorseful or apologize or be your peace. He couldn't find a reason to keep going. My prayer is that God created me in this podcast, that other men who feel like my brother find me. If you find me, then you'll read this article. You don't have to like me. You don't have to agree with me on my voice. Somebody said I sound like I'm underwater. Somebody was hating on me. Read the article. Listen to the videos, and listen to the psychologists that I've quoted, and listen to the bullet points and apply it. Listen to Thanos Monday and the Complacency Check. Listen to Watch a Taco Tuesday and Perform Self-Care. So you don't have to like me. I just need you to understand how not to end up like my brother who not here with us. And his children don't have a father, 5 kids. So if you could understand how to run a complacency check, if you could understand how to perform proper self-care and self-love, if you could understand how to apply selflessness, how to feed yourself first, how to pay yourself first like Mr. Jimmy, we could save some lives. Mr. Jimmy saved my life when he told me, Perfect, pay yourself first. $2:13. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm starving. I haven't ate today. I marinated something though, so I could cook it. Because I knew if I didn't start, I wouldn't eat. Powerful, powerful episode today. I'm proud of us, 5.0. I'm proud of you guys. Proud of you, 5.0. Y'all make me proud. I'm really blessed to have this platform. And I'm thankful to everybody who watch and support. We're going to get up out of here. Got a little outro. Salute to the 5.0 family. I've been drinking tea, vitamins, sun, exercising, this shit kicking my ass though. But I feel good, man. I feel blessed. Way up, I feel blessed. I really do. I feel blessed. And the great thing about the blessing is that my prayer is that blessing extend upon those who love and support me. I pray a covering over those who love and support me and support God and His teachings. So that's the way it works. That's the way you pour. You pour into yourself. You know, the Muslims pray 5 times a day. My partner at work, we work in the hospital implementation, making good money. The brother would pray 5 times a day. I would make sure we schedule our breaks in such a way that he would pray. It kept him with this focus. I respected and admired because I understood meditation. I understood prayer on a level I don't know if he understood that I understood how you would be convening with yourself 5 times a day and going through this ritual. Remember what I said about the Shaolin monk, and the Shaolin monk said perfection is repetition. They pray every day 5 times a day. That's why they memorize the prayer. to perfection. Alhamdulillah. It's perfected. It sounds beautiful. They sing it, and it's because it's memorized. It's perfection. It's repetition. My whole life, I've done this to the east 5 times a day. Alhamdulillah. Allah is the greatest. It's a conversation. It's meditation. It's on the bullet point. When you pray 5 times a day, it's you. You're talking to you. You're laying the rug down. It's the man in the mirror. It's the song. It's the assessment. A prayer is an assessment. Lord, God. You're going to God. What I tell you about Grandma Mary? Repentance. You say, D, did you repent today? And I'll just stop. I just want to say hi to my grandmother. You know, I miss my grandmother. She's not here. And that's how she would start the conversation. Did you repent today? Repentance is different than prayer. I talked to you guys a lot about prayer and meditation. Repentance has a lot to do with the self-assessment and diversity. Repentance is the complacency check. This is why people have an issue with repenting. Repentance is the complacency check, and it's no one else. The confessional with the Catholics, you in there with them. Well, if you're not Catholic, you don't. There's no one when you repent on your knees. My grandmother would say, "D, did you repent today? Have you performed a complacency check, son? Have you reviewed your deposits and your withdrawals, grandson? The negative stuff, grandson. Have you asked for forgiveness for your sins? Those are your withdrawals. Have you admitted these things? Because then you would repent them and ask for forgiveness and guidance of the error of your ways, and God would bless you with knowledge to not make that mistake again, not sin in that way. Have you repented today?" This is where she would say she wouldn't say hello. She wouldn't say hello. She would say, "D, did you repent today?" Healthy. I mean, these lessons, I believe, is why I'm alive. I pray. You know, if I would have had more time with that brother, I would impart this knowledge upon him. What grandma shared with me, and my prayers that he would be here for his family. That we have to pray a covering over those children. You guys pray for that family. Pray for those children. I pray for that family, man. 5 kids, y'all. 5 kids. Beautiful family. 19-year-old son. 5 kids. You know, I get down not being able to see my boys, but hearing when I tell you guys that story, I count my blessings. I pray that my sons are safe, and you know, even though their mom has turned them against me. My 16-year-old called me and cussed me out, hurt my feelings. I was very surprised. 2022, it's the same shit from a movie from the 1980s. I couldn't believe it. Like, it ain't 1990. Why would you make them into this person who would turn into a criminal or a thug and act out, lash out, hurt people for no reason? So it's difficult dealing with that. When I remember that story of that brother, him taking his life, it makes me count my blessings. You know, everybody has, all of us men. This is what the today's episode was about. All of us men, like, hey, Perfect, is you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. You don't got to know about my mom. You don't got to know about my kids. Yeah, I'm all right. Oh, you had you did good on the panel today, oh. I like your show. Yeah, I'm okay. And a lot of times, men, we say we all right, we okay, and we don't be all right. We don't be okay. We be in pain. We be missing our kids. We miss our mother. We miss our wife. You're not allowed to miss her. You're not allowed to miss the kids. So for those listening who have these things, because a lot of us have these things, today was about a tool set. Today was about a tool set. Because we can't eliminate life. Life will present ups and downs and storms. So it's a tool set of how to deal with it. 10% is what happens to you. 90% is how you deal with it. Today we talked about the 90%. Today we talked about men solving men's mental health by understanding the equation and analogy that you see on the screen. We love money. We can understand money. We American westernized men know money. Men got to pay the bills. So great analogy for men. Your mental health is a bank account. You need to check your balance. You need to diversify your assets, long-term and short-term. Have goals. You have life goals with your bank account, right? You want to be a millionaire. Have goals with your mental health. Check on your goals. Complacency check. Diversify. Short-term goals, long-term goals. All right. I'm gonna give my outro and go eat. I'm starving. Starving, man. Starving like Marvin in the vegetable garden. Hey, shout out to my brother Can't See in Red. I'm gonna do an update on my garden. I'm gonna do an update on my garden. I've been waiting to get some fruit. I got some flowers, but I got some baby zucchini, some baby cucumbers, but I've been waiting to show y'all some. But I've been having some bumblebees come through and pollinate the flowers, so pray for the garden. Pray for the garden. It's my peace. The other day, my dog was trying to eat the bumblebee. I'm like, he can't eat the bumblebee. We need the bumblebee to pollinate the flowers. We want the bumblebee to feel comfortable. She was on that. Perfect Timing Podcast. Perfect Timing Podcast with the Black. Perfect Timing Podcast with the Black. Salute to the family. Salute to 5.0. That sound like Kamaya. That is Kamaya. That is Kamaya. Salute. Y'all niggas took it. Never give credit, cause y'all niggas pussy. Y'all trick on the bed, cause y'all niggas really gotta pay for my time, cause I'm good looking. Hey, you gotta pay for my time, cause I'm good looking. You gotta pay for my time, cause I'm good looking. I wink get afraid, the bitch gets took it. Hit a Brandon Z for all of my bookings. Top of the OIP, it's time to get the go up on the 110, smash through Anthony's, man, no drop. I'm with the pull up, I'm ready with the pull up. I'm on Broadway, I'm acting the foolie, I'm doing donuts. My niggas slower, I'm finna get a new one. A 5.0, some Danas, I already do this. I hit the homies, they're hanging in the apartments. I'm a West Side. 5.0, 5.0, let's go. I'm about a bitch home, type of shit that make you wanna grow a ponytail long. I'm a P, bitch, I never been a sucker. I'm a Harlem, they might catch me at the Rucker. Bitch, I'm end up in Midtown. Eh. I'm a big bitch on the wrist to a trap house, Disney US style. Eh. Yeah, that I mean, I'm a G, get high as I roll.
get fucked up, get on with all of that smoke. Nigga, I ain't got this.
Shout out to West Oakland. Kamaya been making new music. And y'all go check out Kamaya, got a new single too. Shout out to my Oakland family, 41510, nigga. The Bay Area, nigga, let's go, nigga.
You gotta pay for my time, cause I'm good looking.
Invest in the mental health, you gotta deposit.
You gotta pay for my
Bitch,
time,
I need a deposit, bitch. You gotta pay for my time, ho. Perfect time to podcast is the flash, bitch. I need a deposit, ho. I need a deposit to cash up, bitch. Let's go.
For all of my bookings. Is it me not on me? Is it me not on me?
La música de Harry Fry.
Salute to the whole
Hey,
table.
yeah.
5.0.
That bitch you call your wife was my first hoe. I used to dress on the blade in my fur coat. Now you kiss on the mouth, she used to sniff coke. I had her on the same street where they sell dope. No shame in it, posting ass off my cell phone. The homies looking at you like a keto or come up. Something in the set that they could feed on. I did my thing up in these streets and that's on P-Bone. Paint up on these records, blood drip, I get my bleed on. Pouring foes of the walk, I get my lean on. Shit ain't been the same since G, we gone. Couple more fair years. Face will be full of those tattoo tears. When you come home, we gon' whoop you in jet lives. Dry body to the set, had to burn this bitch down. Hoe was greener than the Grinch, had to turn this bitch out.
Yeah. Look, these niggas rap real good, but never seen paper. We major, nigga. The M's about to be a teenager. Conway machine, the Harry from a beat cremator. From where young niggas push track hawks like they speed racer. Converter switch on Glockiana with the green laser. They tough on internet, but pussy when they seen later. A splash of pineapple juice, my Casamine chaser. Bitches see me skip to my loot like they seen Rayford. Now why these niggas always need favors? I'm trying to own a bunch of land, dog. I need acres. Do this shit independently. I don't need majors. Taking the lion's share of the bag, owning the art when I'm the creator. The difference with us is y'all givers and we takers. Ball up a Russian cream and let the weed take us. Told niggas I'ma touch 100 M's. Them niggas sneezed at the thought, but they gon' see later.
No problem. You need somebody to blame? Just say my name and I will appear. Just hit my promoter. You could book me for any arraignment. Book me for your crime scene. Book me for your shooting. I'll be there. Oh, I'll be there. Yes. It's me, Choo-Choo. Mr. 3 for 25. Academics jeans. I jump out. Burners in both hands. And I'm shooting and spitting. Helicopter homicide. If I go, we gonna all go. Gasoline bath the block. Flacco, light it.
Yeah, this shit feel good. Feel like I'm walking down Sunset, mink on my back. Bitch just put that stackola in my hand. You fig me?
La música de Harry Fry.
Pants to the sack with the primo. London drugs volume 1 like it's P-God. Little homie, you ain't nothing you a peon. Bright lights on the strip like it's neon. Tell that bitch leave the keys in the kiosk. Winter time in them legs with the defrost. Send a bitch to Dubai to get peed on. Came back 30 stacks, that was me on. P, you know I keep it cold like Freon. Touchdown and zone like I'm Dion. On that 2020 vision with the buffs on. Talking like you really with it, you'll get punched on. Hop bottom, pull the toolie and get bust on. Took a flight to Cartagena, got my fuck on. 7 bitches at the telly with my tux on. 7 bitches in the telly with my tux on. Real P. Hey, 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 hey. Say. Bitch. Tell me what you doing tonight. She chose and let her hop in my ride. Tell her come on. Scared to tell your bitch stay inside. Bitch inside. Tell your bitch inside. So tell me what you doing tonight. What you doing tonight? Pants to the sag with the palace curve. In a 5.0 sliding through the turf. Hit the homie serve on like he got the work. Catch me floating in the streets when I'm off a perk. And I pulled a little full up in my tootie now. Heard you fucking backstage like a groupie now. Every time I hit the scene, it's like a movie now. Got the top down, I'm finna act a footy now. Take the 1 train like, yeah, I'm heading uptown. Off of St. Nick, thuggin' in the goose down. 10 toes on the stroke, keep a bitch down. 10 toes on the stroke, keep a bitch down. Word. Hey, 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 hey. Say. Bitch. Tell me what you doing tonight. She chose and let her hop in my ride. Tell her come on. Scared and tell your bitch stay inside. Bitch inside. Tell your bitch inside. So tell me what you doing tonight. Yeah, check it out, though. It's Westside worthy. Feel me? Taking it back like that.
La música de Harry Fry.
Blood orange, palette green, don't match the flame. Buick Regal, the way I play the Vegas Strip. You would think I'm Bugsy Siegel. This the rebirth of Max Julian. I'm far from a hooligan, a soft-smoking gentleman who got a few lady friends. SL Mercedes-Benz, that's just for the weekends. The fruits of the label, what she did for a Mac then. Electro blind sliding down the window at the Bel Air. Room service, champagne bottles in the hot tub. Private suite, told her book that shit for another week. Egyptian cotton pillow sheets, nothing but the best for P. Funny thing is, a nigga live right up the street, close to the Palisades, but I can't give too much away. They follow niggas home and leave them soaking in their driveway. That's why you'll never catch me hanging with a bitch up at my own place. Fuck a stash in my ride, it's on my lap when I slide, man, cause nowadays you gotta be the first to squeeze your shit, gang.
Editorial, how the story go, it was the beat on me. I can't be sorry, folks. Moving on our road like dice across the globe. All nice, yellow gold, millionaire, mellow flow. Professional Camaro pedal stepping on. This the 9 in my other 81. I'm seconds from the top where haters come. Gunning for your spot. You gotta watch out, my nigga, and wait for them. Sure as the morning will bring us the sun. Them niggas hungry and they want it, but them niggas don't want work for nothing. But they lurk in the shadows. They wait until you look too comfortable, then they decide to attack you. The fact them niggas coming for you just a bad for you. But you can't let no fuck shit happen to you.
Time is money and money is time. And right now you are constantly on both.
Perfect Timing Podcast. This the outro. Perfect Timing Podcast. Thanos Mondays. Shout out to my brother Kinsey and Red in the building. Everybody 5.0, 5.0. 5 in the chat. You can put a hand in the chat with 5 fingers. You can put a 5 in the chat. You can put a 5.0 in the chat. Let us know where you at, where you from. 5.0, 5.0 is phonetically sound. Say it too, it feels so good to be in you. 5.0, 5.0.
On the Interstate 5, I knocked a bitch out of Seattle, told her hop in my ride. I'ma take her to the V and show her how to get to it. Cross the border like it's nothing, slapping P-Funk music. Mom fixed me up a plate. I'm eating good now. Every time I drop a tape, they say P-Worthy make the hood proud. Street legend, that's what I claim. I really mean that. Since the days of 99, I swear to God, I really mean that. 13 selling quarter ounces if you need that. Return to the Mac, not pimping. They said it be back. High track to low track. I told her to bring it all back. Wanna ride days, take trips and break hoes. Fake niggas hate on us, can't. I just wanna buy myself a Lolo and my mama a Benz. Cop a first class ticket, spend a little with my friends. I just wanna ride days, take trips and break hoes. Fake niggas hate on us, can't. I just wanna buy myself a Lolo and my mama a Benz. Cop a first class ticket, spend a little with my friends.
Staying in the bucket, trying to get myself a meal. Serving on the corner, hugging pavement, gripping steel. Champagne gin, hoping one day make it real. Until that day come, I'm posted scraping up my scrill. I carry all my motion deep inside this foam cup. Puffing on the server, lessons lonely in the cut. Visions of that candy paint dripping out the trunk. Dayton's Benny Coney coming straight from out the mud. And if it don't make dollars, then it will not make no sense. The only language that ran me could speak is making ends. I push a hard line for my mama and my friends, hoping I could take it from the hood and put it in the Benz. House in the hills, purse full of meals, closet full of heels, eating $1,000 meals. I'ma break you out this game, cause the streets is getting cold. Be careful who you gon' trust and always be on your toes. Stay forever solid and remain true to your words. I'd rather be respected than like us, that shit is earned. Now look into the eyes of a motherfucking boss. I can tell you about this life and I can tell you what it costs, bitch.
I just wanna ride days, take trips and break hoes. Fake niggas hate on us, can't. I just wanna buy myself a Lolo and my mama a Benz. Cop a first class ticket, spend a little with my friends. I just wanna ride days, take trips and break hoes. Fake niggas hate on us, can't. I just wanna buy myself a Lolo and my mama a Benz. Cop a first class ticket, spend a little with my friends.